We want the CCP give us assets. We can solve the problem. Assets, right? That's easy. So this is total bullshit. You don't find out who is the Ponzi game, the founder. You just bully this guy, bully this guy. You need to say who is the founder, is the coronavirus, CCP virus.
Is the CCP, you just heard what the foreign minister said in Lancet. He's just dismissing it as, hey, we're the good guys for global governance. Mike Pompeo and others have asked that we have to have access immediately. Do you believe that voluntarily the CCP will ever agree to allowing full access by an international consortium to go into the labs, talk to the technicians?
Impossible. Impossible. Okay? CCP, 2 years ago, 3 years, I'll talk about this. The only one is the priority. Take down Trump president, don't win the 2020. Use the American dollar, weakens American economy. There's warfare. This is a magazine, it's a warfare one part. It's propaganda.
Information
war. Everybody is the case can know this. That's why America need to know. You only one action and find out CCP viruses, this is where from, give your asset. Then you find out the truth, can solve the corona CCP virus problem. Another side you need to know, CCP, the force, take down American, all is the force in the America, not in the China. That's why it's the 1 cent magazine, Nature magazine, is the only hope is the CCP, is blaming America. That's crazy, no justice.
How do you force the CCP? I've recommended give them 72 hours to allow an international consortium to come in of the top scientists throughout the entire world. WHO can be part of it, but they can't lead it because of all the questions. You have to have from India, Africa, Latin America, the United States, Europe, just the best of the best. Virologists and epidemiologists have to go in to get full access. In 72 hours, or you cut them off, you totally decouple. You cut them off from U.S. dollars and sanction their banks immediately because we need to get to the bottom of this. Do you see any other way to force their hands? You're saying they will never voluntarily do this. Is there any other way to force our way in there?
Sir, I say again. Don't forget, American every week is died the people is 1/11. America only one. Now easy. American president and Pompeo sent a red note to Wuhan P4, Hong Kong P3, the lab. All the professor, I give you 1 week, must be corporates give us asset. We need to know what is happening.
You would say don't go to the government. You say put a red notice, essentially what the Interpol does. You say give a red notice to the individuals at Wuhan and saying you have a week individually come forward or you're in trouble.
Why not? This is the guy, it's the expert, is studied before in America, MIT, Stanford. You must be.
You're saying they're all trained in the West.
Yeah, all trained in the West. Also, American people every day die. This is the action 1. Action 2, easy, give the CCP. I give you 72 hours, maybe too long, maybe 50 hours. I give you open asset. You don't want asset, I immediately decouple. Decouple, no choice. And Hong Kong, everything decouple, all the Europe, you American allied. That's the second. 3, very important, in America, how many CCP assets here? How much money?
Hundreds of billions of dollars. Of the
100 billion?
Hundreds of billions.
$1 trillion here. Immediately auto fix it. Even you give it the
You would seize all the assets of the senior leadership of the Chinese Communist Party immediately today.
Yeah.
And you say it's over $1 trillion in assets.
You know, CCP saying we're in your home. Now say, yes, in my home, I have your asset. I need to fix it.
Would people be
holder?
Would the American people be stunned about the amount of holdings that senior cadre members of the CCP hold in the United States of America as far as real estate, stocks, bonds, etc.?
If you are real American, you must be do this. Only get BGY have the perfect from the CCP. You don't want to do this. If you are real American, you immediately.
You're saying you must seize their assets.
Yeah, that's what this. You are must be. Don't get more regret. Give yourself again. You no more time now.
Before we're going to pivot to the flub, I want to ask one thing that we've talked about over the last couple of years. When people in the United States think of wealth, they think of the Saudi royal family, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, the Gulf Emirates. You're saying That's all small potatoes. The wealthiest, most powerful people in the world are the handful of families that control the Chinese Communist Party, and their wealth dwarfs all other individual wealth in the world.
2001, you get cheater American get the WTO and the Olympic Games. It's before 1.3 trillion total GDP, and until the last year, it's 14 trillion. Everything is stolen. CCP not rich, wealthy country. It's the number one stolen American dollar. Europe as the stolen, not a big university. That's why America need to know. You don't find out the truth. You day by day more people die. Also, you lose the money. You have new coronavirus coming here. I don't think this is the only now, COVID-19 CCP virus. I think they have a solution, give you more the new virus. They want to take down Trump president, take down American economy, take down kill American people. You only one way, immediately action give me asset. Now the truth, what is happened? This is fundamental the reason.
Your point is that, hey, they've had a good run now. Look how they brought America to its knees. It's ruined the economy. It's messed up American culture. Now kids are not even going back to school. We're at each other's throats. From their perspective, that's a success. Be prepared to have others, if they view this as a success, unless you start playing hardball. Principle of that would be take their assets. Okay, we have limited time.